Oh, on.
Hi, this is Father Greg here at the Grotto with our Blessed Mother on the campus of Most Pure Heart of Mary. Today is the feast day of St. Patrick. It's March 17th. You notice, where's my green at? Well, check it out. I got the green on the inside. So how cool is that? So anyways, lots to update you on. Number one, we wanted to tell you Archbishop Nailman and actually all the bishops of Kansas have gotten together and decided to cancel all public masses, gatherings. We'll see. That doesn't mean we stop praying and stop doing the mass. It's just we're not going to gather publicly. So, except for funeral masses, and those have to be limited as we've been required to less than 50 people. So we wanted to let you know that. So there'll be no public attendance of any masses daily or Sunday until further notice. And we'll still have, like we said, funerals, baptisms, and we're going to figure out a lot of other things. So it's important to note that worship and prayer are continued. It's just different. Your participation will just be different. You're not going to be able to be there physically as a large group. But we're still, us priests are going to be celebrating Mass. And we're going to pray for the intentions and your intentions and you all. I'm hoping that, if possible, we'll live stream our Sunday Mass, maybe even our daily Masses, so you can participate remotely. And maybe even other ways to do that. So really, Mass is not canceled. It's just the participation in it is different. And we're spiritual. So even though we're not there physically, we can still be spiritually connected. So let's not forget that. Our church is still open. Each and every day, we're going to keep it open roughly from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We might have to close it briefly to do one of these live stream masses, because if you find out about it, you're all going to flock and get over 50, and we just can't have all that. So I'm thinking maybe on Sunday we might delay opening it maybe till 11, so we can do our biggest mass is 9:30, so maybe we can live stream that. If you do go into the church to pray, our Jesus is present in the Eucharist, in the tabernacle. Try to sanitize after yourself. Let's think of some other spiritual things. Today's the feast day of St. Patrick. Did you know that he started out really weak in his faith, but when he was captured by Irish raiders and sold as a slave, in 6 years he lived as a slave away from Christendom. And as in those 6 years he grew in faith and prayer. When he came back, he knew what he wanted, and he became a priest and a bishop. So sometimes absence makes the heart grow stronger. St. Patrick is an example. St. Joseph, his feast day's on Thursday, March 19th. And it's a solemnity. We're supposed to celebrate it. So celebrate it home. Celebrate it big. Even if you gave up something for Lent, you can enjoy it that day. St. Joseph also protected his family. He had to get out of Bethlehem and hunker down in Egypt. And maybe we got to hunker down, not literally in Egypt, of course, but in your own Egypts, your basements, your homes, whatever the heck you're doing. But you might have to protect each other, especially the vulnerable. You know what? Jesus is going to feed us. This whole less than 50 people kind of ruling reminded me of the feeding of the 5,000 in Luke's account. He scattered the large crowd, and literally it says, go read it out of Luke chapter 9. Now the men there numbered about 5,000. Then he said to the disciples, have them sit down in groups of about 50. So he broke them down into groups of 50, and what did Jesus do? Miraculously, he fed them all. So that's going to happen. You just count on it. Even though you might not be able to receive the Eucharist at this time, Jesus, he's going to feed you. He feeds his people. Miracles are going to happen. Fasts and feasts. Every fast leads to a feast. We're in a fast right now. Lent is a time of fasting. Jesus fasted 40 days, no food, no drink even. Moses fasted, Elijah fasted. People of Israel journeyed through the desert 40 years. People of Israel had the Babylonian exile, forcibly removed from their home in Jerusalem, temple destroyed, their worship gone, hauled off to Babylon. Biblically, they said it was 70 years. This ain't going to last that long. I hope it's very short. But guess what? They were purified in that time, and their faith was stronger than ever when they returned. And there's sort of a prophecy about it in the book of Leviticus, and it said that was a time of lost Sabbaths. That so many times the people failed to live out, a Saturday, their Sabbath. They should have rested. And it's sort of forced upon them to recover what they lost. You know what? This is a good time to rest and focus on God, recover lost Sabbaths. God is not doing this. Don't blame God, but God is working through it, and I so know good can come out of this. You might think, well, this is the time to stick to our faith and defy the government and do big masses anyways. Well, the time for that could come for lots of other reasons, but when the government's trying to save lives and they said this is for the common good, I don't think this is the time to defy. I think we need to cooperate, and it's only temporary. Let's pray. Prayer is powerful. Our Blessed Mother here has changed the course of the world, the Battle of Lepanto, you name it. And we're here. This is a grotto at St. Bernadette is Lourdes. And at Lourdes, there's the healing waters. So let's pray to our Blessed Mother. I think the Rosary should be our go-to prayer at this time. I challenge every family to pray it daily together. And wow. So let's be together spiritually. Let's pray the Rosary. Join in on these electronic things that might be coming out, as long as the internet doesn't get overwhelmed. And let's see what God can do and how he can feed us. And it's a little bit of fast, but the feast is coming. God bless you.